Why hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, this is my Toy Story 5 spoiler review, so without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, and as you should know, you've got a friend in me, because this movie was undoubtedly my most heartfelt movie this year, but not the best movie this year, if you catch my drift. As a horror fan, I loved Obsession more, and as a sci-fi fan, I loved Project Hail Mary more. But this was the perfect animated film. Now, I loved the Mario Brothers movie, which actually is out of my top 10 half of the year list, and will be talked about in my honorable mentions later this year. But this movie hit me in the feels in all the right way, where, you know, Mario is just nostalgia. This is nostalgia. It's like Inside Out 2, right? It has that nostalgia, but this is different, because Inside Out 2 I don't love enough, whereas the soundtrack I wish I felt a little bit more on board with, whereas it's not Michael Giacchino, but the Randy Newman score in here works. Now, funny enough, I think Toy Story 4 was one of the reviews where on my channel, you can go back to it, because I changed the thumbnails for some of my early reviews, because I was like, oh, I don't like the way these look. But if you click on the videos, they're still like my older grainy, they're still like they're just like slideshow reviews with grainy audio, with like terrible audio. So that's, you know, it's fun to go back and watch the older vlog, or older footage, backlog of videos. So there's that. But I don't like the way I did those reviews either, because I was just like, well, here's Toy Story 4, and here's why I like this. There was Duke Kaboom. He was cool, right? No, I have to change. So, I mean, I've done plenty of reviews since then. That was 7 years ago. I mean, we're getting an Avengers movie this year that came out in 2019. We got a new Toy Story movie that came out back in 2019. We got a Star Wars movie this year that came out in 2019. 3 franchises that came out 7 years ago. Can you believe this? Anyway, I mean, we've had Marvel movies since then. We've had Toy Story projects since then on Disney+. We've had Star Wars projects on Disney+. But no theatrical. This is I mean, we had, again, Marvel theatrical products in the theaters. So that's a bit different. But no Avengers. Like, this is crazy. Now, we had the new Avengers last year. But anyway, I digress. This was so heartfelt. Now, I don't hate Toy Story 4. You know what? I'm going to be, after recording this video today, I'm going to be also doing a new tier list for the full Pixar timeline. Debatable, I'm not going to include shorts, just films. I'm not going to include, like, shorts or, like Spark shorts. I'm not going to include, like, Forky things. I'm not going to include Win or Lose. But this was so good, and you know, I'm going to do, like, as I go along in my tier list, I'm going to say, like, how, like, where the Toy Stories are. Like, the way I rank with Toy Story, like, the way wherever the Toy Stories end up is the way I would rank them if I just grabbed them and pulled them out. So there's that. But this movie, I don't want to say, like, where it would end up in the middle of my Toy Story ranking, but it's not at the bottom. It's above 4, and it's not better than 3. So I'll say that much. But 3 is the best. The way, like, when I heard this announced, I was like, I wasn't against it, because I'm not, like, one of those people that, like, oh, we're ruining this, and we're doing sequels, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, if they announced it, it wouldn't necessarily be bad. I'm sorry. This is going to come off as a shock. My, like, level for Shrek has dwindled, and there's some enjoyment to be had with the first one that I actually watched growing up, and then I was born on the year 2004 when the second one, like, I was literally born the weekend the second one came out, second Shrek. But I'm so over the Shrek hype. Like, I'm over, like, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is phenomenal, but I feel like you can just keep doing Toy Stories because kids grow up with toys. Kids grow up with toys, and this movie is so significantly important because of the technology. I mean, I'm recording this with a piece of tech. I'm recording this video with a camera. I have the phone here with Toy Story 5 on it. You know, it's like, okay, we all have technology, and so how does this movie relate to society now? It's very important. Kids there were kids in my theater, and all I know is similar to Zootopia 2, kids had a good time. I don't know if they got everything out of the message, and that's not what's so much important as like them having a conversation with their parents afterwards, going, or them the parents going, so what did you enjoy this movie? He goes, yeah. What was your favorite part? You know, and the message is not tech isn't bad. I love this because I watched like I said, when this was announced, I wasn't so upset that they were doing another one where plenty of people are. Where Toy Story 4 people just outright hate it, dislike it, despise it, whatever. I'm not on that train, but with Woody leaving, it's a bit weird with Woody leaving and then him just like that having a direct line to him. It's like, okay, that's a bit weird. Then like why did they made it feel like they were going like across the country, like different countries? I don't know. It doesn't matter. For whatever reason. So when they announced this that it was going to be toys versus tech, and at first like. The fact that it's Lilypad, like a leapfrog in real life, it's like a kiddie toy, it's much better. I'm glad it wasn't just, well, here you go, here's your own new phone. It's like a Samsung, Android, Apple phone, It's like, okay, it's not that. We're not like going, like, but it's technology. It's still technology, but it's not like, well, you get an Apple XL, It's not that. It's, she's not in preschool, but here's a game, like, we're playing Turtle Tag, right? We're playing Turtle Tag, and it's basically educational games. And I still like what they did throughout it was like, oh well, the battery's drained in the morning. Okay, so they don't say the word addicted, but it's like, no, I gotta play the game. I'm gonna miss it. It reminded me exactly like Wordle. Like everybody's playing Wordle today, and if they miss Wordle, their life is going to end. Which I'm not on that. I don't play these mobile games. I don't play Wordle. I don't do this and that. Now Wordle, a lot like Words with Friends. Like, oh no, if I miss my Words with Friends, But the world will still go on. Your life will still go on. But I love how they made it. It wasn't. I mean, yes, Wordle is also educational, but they made it educational like kid games. Like it's just Turtle Tag. Like okay. I mean, I don't even know if it's educational. It's just a game. Whatever. But I love that. I love the use of Conan O'Brien's Smarty Pants character when it like in the imagination, the new like animation when kids are playing the imagination animation, is beautiful. And the Conan O'Brien hair on Smarty Pants was a treat. And Evil Bullseye, voiced by Alan Cummings, wow, loved hearing that. And I think that's another thing for me is like growing up after 3, Toy Story 4 did some like Buzz did feel like kind of an idiot, but. I completely get that, but there's some fun stuff to be had with the newer characters like Duke Kaboom, Ducky, and Bunny and Ducky, Bunny, whatever you want, and bringing Bo Peep back. There's some cool stuff there, and Gabby isn't like again she's just turns good at the end, but is similar to Lilypad. Like she's you think she's evil, she is the threat antagonistically, but then. As it goes along, they need her help. Tech helps at the end of the day. Is a helpful tool. But in Toy Story 4, even though it's the lowest of all of them, spoilers of my ranking, it's just 3 had the highest of highs. But this one with like the newer style of animation with the imagination play and some of the new voices, like Conan O'Brien is like because of like the newer tech, like the GPS Atlas character, because of the snappy camera, it's like okay, we're not just doing like I love the Duke Kaboom character, don't get me wrong, but they worked for that movie, and they're in this a bit, but I like that it wasn't just like we have to bring them back. I mean, we have to use them for the sake of the plot, right? We have new characters there, and that's the other thing I will say, and I disagree with because I don't have a problem with. The cast is so big that we've lost other voices. Now, this is a hear me out moment. Okay, so we have a new voice for Potato Head, we have a new voice for Slinky, Rex Wallace Shawn is getting up there, and obviously Tom Hanks and Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen are getting up for Woody, and Buzz are getting up there. And they're not the main leads, like Jessie. This is Jessie's story. I'll get to that in a minute. But the fact that they're getting up there, like the background cast, like Ham, John Ratzenberger, Ham, Slinky, Potato Head, they had to replace them, and I think that like them not including them, I mean, like, you know, we get some awesome joke comedy lines by Tony Hale's Forky, and with this Karen Beverly, the bride, the knifey character. I just think that using them, sprinkling the sauce as they did it, is perfect. Because in the original 3, we had the core gang there. And now with Bonnie's toys at the end of 3, going into the 4th one and this one, we've already dealt with those voices before, so we've had those introductions, we've had that character interaction before, and we get more of that, just not as prominently because we're doing the tech storylines and all this stuff. So I didn't mind it, because it's not like, if this was the first one, you know, if this was the end of 3, like if, you know, 3 we already did that, you know. So it's like, and we've had the Toy Story horror short, Toy Story of Terror, Toy Story of Time Forgot. So I like those as well. But maybe I should also include those in my ranking as well, because they're quite enjoyable. But those are, actually, I think those might be above 4. Anyway, besides the point, I definitely love the tech storyline. So I was just saying about Jessie's storyline. Not only was the tech storyline great, but incorporating Jessie as the lead from bringing her story from Toy Story 2 with Emily. Oh my god, I wept so hard. I wept so hard at that. The usage of technology and oh my gosh, like Bonnie trying to make friends is amazing. Like, it's so touching. It's so touching because I never really thought, like, I mean, her being in kindergarten at the last movie making Forky, and like, I guess she doesn't have any friends. Like, I mean, we've never really experienced that throughout these films. Like, okay, does she have any friends? And then like her being, and then the kids being like, oh, does she have toys? Oh, she has toys. Ha ha ha! It's like, what? Who cares? Like, I watched SpongeBob and I'm 22. Who cares? Anyway, so there's that. But Jessie, going back to her old place with Emily, seeing the flashbacks with Emily, actually seeing her face, talking, where she didn't do that in number 2. And I'm biased because she's redhead. So there you go. But that made me weep. And then knowing that Emily named her daughter Jessie after the toy. Wow. And one of my favorite, there are probably other Easter eggs throughout this movie, but one of my favorite ones is when all the Buzz armies, the Buzz Commandos, it's such a cool storyline. Really didn't. Okay, I'll say this. At first, like, as you're watching the movie, it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, why am I watching this? Until you realize, because it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, see, the thing is, I'm almost wondering, like, if they didn't, because the fact that, like, we saw the ship, I think it works throughout the movie, right, the Buzz Commandos, but the fact that we just start the movie with this random shipping container, like truck ship thing, and then it's dumped, and then we see the Buzz Commandos, and it's like, hell, what's the point of this? Like, why are we following this story? Like, go back to the other, like, the main gang, right? But then as we get there, and we realize that the Buzzes are all like connected to Wi-Fi, tech related, not just a plastic toy, but they have tech integrated in them. Then they're used for the final act of the film, and the riding the horses scene, gorgeous, awesome, fun, amazing, and the fact that they're used there to integrate with the tech was genius. Not just like, well, this was used for nothing, because you kind of think that, like, is this used for nothing? No. It's used to connect with the tech, where Smarty Pants says, oh my god, I got a lot of bars here. So that was cool. But then once they're used as drones, and Woody goes, no way, like Greta Lee as Lilypad, who's in Tron Ares, Across the Spider-Verse, Past Lives, love that stuff. Actually, I don't love Tron Ares, but her in it is like cool inclusion, right? So anyway, her as Lilypad is great. I liked it because she is an AI in Across the Spider-Verse, so I was like, I ate this movie up in all the right ways. So there's that. What was I saying? The drones, when she is charging them up, like go 100% level, and like they just form drones and carry all the toys to their locations, and then Woody says to Buzz, "This is flying with style." I was like, I bawled my eyes out. I bawled my eyes out at that one. I was like, wow. They it's a callback that works. It's not just like, oh yeah, well we have to do this. No. It worked for the moment, and I loved it so much. And then Buzz and Jessie got married, and they kissed, and they formed a baby. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't have a baby yet. I mean, toys. Toy procreation. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine a little Buzz and a little Jessie? I'm sorry. Anyway, but they had a little. They got together, and that's kind of the way the movie ends. Except for the Buzz drones going to a playground in the end credit scene, and then you see a kid open a lunchbox, and it's Zurg, or I think it was open a maybe it was a backpack. It was like, Zurg, it's time, my son. I'm back, my son. It's like, I love that. Oh, it's so good. Such a great end credit scene. And then there was a Bad Bunny rap, because there was a Pizza with sunglasses, and Bad Bunny had to incorporate the Toy Story rap, or like all the toys I've been playing all summer. Bad Bunny rap. So that was the way the movie ended. But I genuinely think that this is a 4 out of 5 movie. Toy Story does not miss. I actually think, I mean, this is better than 4. I would say 4 is a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and then this is a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. But I was not disappointed. Pixar is hitting so hard with Hoppers and this year that I'm so excited for their next film, Gato, with the musical cat in Venice, Italy. So excited for that. And then after next year's movie is Incredibles 3. And we might be getting a Coco 2. Like, yes, I don't just need sequels, but holy crap. Like, after this, I can't wait to see what they do with their original film, Gato. I want to see what they're doing with Incredibles 3, finish that awesome trilogy. I love Incredibles 2, so the first two, and Coco 2 hopefully doesn't miss. But that's my thoughts on Toy Story 5. Let me know if you saw the film in the comment section below, and what you, if you agree with my thoughts or not. And if you don't, that's okay. Let's have a friendly discussion in the comments. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, I would give this film a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's a solid A plus in my book, A plus all around. And yeah, that would be, what would that be out of 10? 8.5 out of 10? 8.5 out of 10. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to stay tuned. I will be having this week, again, my a new Pixar tier list ranking, as well as Amazing Digital Circus full season review, all 9 episodes, finally out after 3 years. And I have a new interview out with Aaron Della Villa. Be sure to check that out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.